Hi everyone, my name is Georgina Knoll. I'm Mindset and Life Transformation Coach. I live in the beautiful island of Jersey in the Channel Islands, but I work with people all over the world due to the magic of the internet. And my hair is a little bit triangular today, so I'm just going to do a little fluff. Yeah, getting it. Right, let's see. Can I share this video? I want to share this over on my group, so just bear with me. Just going to share this. Live stream, live stream. Just wait and see if anyone pops on. And today I'm going to be talking to you about something that I was just sitting downstairs on the couch, actually, just chilling out. And just going to share this in my group. There we go. Yeah, so I was downstairs in my living room just now, and I was just kind of hanging out with the hound and watching an episode of Transparent. And I sat there and I started to think, like, I needed to speak to you about something, and I wasn't entirely sure what that was going to be, but I just felt very called to jump online and just start. So here I am. As I was setting my phone up to do the live stream, which by the way was a complete fucking ball ache because I haven't got my tripod set up, and anyway, but I realized that the thing that I really wanted to talk to you about today is, what is it that you want? I'm not talking about bullshit surface level, what do you want from life? I'm talking about, what do you really want? This year, I've been through some fucking epic growth. There's someone watching. I don't know who you are though, so feel free to say hello, and hopefully I'll see your name pop up in the comments and I can say hey. So what really dawned on me this year is that as I've been going through this fucking crazy growth period, you know, becoming more aligned with my message, just being all of who I am, and, you know, not filtering anything, not filtering my language, not filtering the stuff I talk about, not feeling like I have to get dressed up to do a live stream. Hey, Georgia. All of these things started to happen. So my business kind of exploded and it got big. And, you know, I'd always thought that what I really wanted was to be doing international speaking gigs, to be hitting like 5 figures a month, to be working from home, spending loads of time with my little sausage dog, to be making a big impact on people's lives and helping them see that the limitations they put on themselves aren't real, to help them understand that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. So this year I smashed more goals in the space of about 6 to 8 months than I have ever done. Like ever. I used to actually really steer away from creating goals. So I'm just turning something off my laptop because it's being an asshole. So I used to steer away from setting goals because I was so afraid that I wasn't going to be able to achieve them, and that would just prove to me that I was a failure or that I wasn't good enough. And so I kind of got into this paralysis of not even trying. This year, I signed up to work with a very high level coach, and it cost me a lot of money. It was fucking terrifying, and I've told you guys about it. It's no secret. I've told you that I was going through that process. And it was really quite terrifying, but it was very liberating because it enabled me to do the work that I'm doing now and to be congruent in the work that I'm doing now, and honest and authentic and aligned, and all those delicious words we throw around in the coaching world. But today, I wanted to come on and share something, maybe a little bit vulnerable, but super honest, because you guys know that's who I am. I don't ever want anyone coming to work with me feeling like they don't know what they're getting themselves into. So I feel like I show you as many sides of myself as I possibly can. And a few things have been going on actually, so I'm not really sure where this live stream is going to go, guys. So it's just whatever pops into my head, and hopefully there'll be some like juicy little nuggets in there for you somewhere. Let me know, say hi. I think I can see comments, I can see who's watching, but I haven't seen any comments, so I don't know if anyone said anything. Hey Naisha. So, okay, so as I said, I don't really know where this is going, but I just felt very called to share something with you. And so, as you know, I'm the queen of ad lib, so I'm just going to go for it. Hey, Anne-Marie, nice to see you here. So, what I decided to share with you right now is that even though this year I crossed a lot of things off my list. So I did international speaking gigs. I was in Puerto Rico in the Caribbean at the beginning of this year. I then was in the UK doing a talk for the EFT. Emery. I was doing a talk for the EFT MRA people, and I shared in a blog post with you guys, I've already been very honest about that I was sitting in the audience thinking, holy fuck balls, like what can I share with these people? Some of these people have been doing it for like 10, 15, 20 years, you know, like they've been doing EFT, they've been doing Matrix for as long as it's been in existence, you know, like these guys know their shit. What can I possibly teach them? And then the lovely man who founded the EFT MRA, which is the organization that I train for, said to me, well, if it's no good having all of these skills and all of the knowledge if people are too afraid to put themselves out there and actually help people. And that's where you're uniquely gifted, is that you don't have that fear. You just get it out there. Whatever you want to sell, whatever you want to share with people, however you want to help people, you just get yourself out there. And I hadn't really seen that as a skill, I guess, because it's just something that I've always done in any of the work I've ever done, whether I've been employed or whether it's been through my own business. It's always just been something that I've done. So it's so natural to me. I didn't really think of it as like a gift. So the first thing is, guys, what are you doing naturally every single day that you don't even realize is helping people? What are you doing every single day that you don't seem to think is like a really big deal, but other people ask you about it? How do you do that? Oh, can you help me with this? Like, where do you find those questions popping up? Oh, hey, Naisha, I see your little comment now. Hey, girl. And they take a little while to pop up, which is why it takes me like a wee minute. Anne-Marie. Oh, thank you, Anne-Marie. I'm glad this is resonating. I knew there was a reason I had to come on live stream today. I just followed the intuition and here we are. Who knows what'll come out of my mouth? It'll probably be filthy, let's be honest. So anyway, so that's kind of the first thing. But the other thing was, yeah, so, you know, I ticked all these things off my list. I was seen as an expert in my field. I was doing international speaking gigs in the freaking Caribbean. I was like deepening my spiritual connection by doing things like shamanic journeying and using meditation and, you know, getting more into like kind of crystal healing and all that good stuff, using my Reiki more, which I trained in Reiki when I was like a teenager or like my early 20s. So I've had that shit for years, and I don't use it on clients really, but I use it for myself a lot, and I tend to use it with animals kind of accidentally. Dogs just get on my lap and then I'm just stroking them and suddenly I feel it just coming on and it's like magnets. It's really bizarre. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But anyway, back to you. See, this is what happens when I go on live. Like I literally, who knows what the fuck's going to come out of my mouth, and hopefully it helps someone along the way. But so yeah, so I crossed all these things off my list. You know, I was making more money than I've ever made, feeling super like, you know, just affluent and secure, like financially secure, which is a new thing for me because I've never really, even when I was employed, I never had jobs that were super high paid. Hi Sinead, nice to see you. So, you know, I worked for charities, or I worked in kind of training capacity, or I worked in like the not hospitality, I worked like in shops and stuff. So you know, then I worked for nearly 10 years in an arts centre, so obviously that's a charity and it's an arts charity, so it's like the funding there isn't necessarily going to be great and paying people what they're worth, right? So for me, this year is the first time that I ever made enough money to actually feel like, fuck, I can fly first class if I want to. I can go on holiday when I want to and not have to worry. I can buy myself, like, if I want to buy myself some new stuff for the gym, I can do that. And I don't say this from a space of, oh my God, it's so perfect. I'm saying this because I hit a point around August where I ticked so much shit off of my bucket list and off of my, like, you know, big goals list that I kind of went a bit numb. And so some weird shit's happened to me. Like, over the summer. And there were times where it felt like when I was writing, it was almost like I was channeling, and I don't know, like that crazy shit like that. But more than anything, today I just want you to really think about what you actually want from life. Because I think that in my experience, because of course I can only ever speak from my own experience, I feel that most of us can only speak from our personal experience, right? I'm not going to speculate on how you feel. I can only give you what I've been through and what perspective I've gleaned from it. So as far as I'm concerned, when I hit that point of just feeling completely fucking numb, it was like, wow, I've spent so long, and I mean potentially my whole fucking life, operating from a place of pain and struggle, not on purpose, okay? And I don't mean that like, oh my God, my life's been so hard. That's not what I mean. I mean like, I was subconsciously keeping myself stuck in pain and struggle so that I would have like a marker from where I needed to move. So, okay, like, oh, okay, so I'm struggling with my weight, which was a big thing for me a few years ago. I'm struggling with my weight. So that's the pain. So I know that what I need to do to move forward or to make my life better is to lose weight, to get fitter. Great. So, you know, I worked a lot on that. I did a lot of the mindset work. And then now I'm just kind of happy with the way that I am. Like my weight goes up, it goes down, I get fitter, I get a bit lazy. And really, I know that it's just a case of if I hey, Hannah, nice to see you, girl. It's my Thai bride. So it's not so much about what I wasn't thinking like, what do I want from a perspective of what's really going to just fill my cup? What's going to make me feel amazing? What's my sole purpose in this life? I was just thinking like, I'm in pain and I don't want to be in pain anymore. So I need to get over there. And without the pain this year, like when I was making enough money, I was like healthy. I had more clients than I could shake a stick at, you know, like everything was great, really happy in my relationship, like things were wicked. And yet I went numb. And it was the most, in a way, being numb is the most painful feeling, because when you're numb, you don't know where the pain is, right? So when everything just seems like it's ticking along perfectly and you're no longer in like crazy financial struggle or like really unhealthy or whatever, like, you know, relationships fucking up all over the place, when life's just kind of like choo-choo going along at a nice rate and everything seems to be working out, when you should be your happiest and most blissed out, I felt numb because I didn't have anything to aim for. So this is why it's really important, and I do drill this into my one-to-one clients, like, what do you really want? Because it's all well and good thinking that what you want is the opposite of what you don't want, but that's not always the case. You may be in a place of financial struggle and think that what you want and what you need is more money. Hi, Lisa, nice to see you. But actually, what is underneath that? What is underneath that feeling of wanting more money? And actually, let me tell you, when you get it, if you don't know what you really want, like how you want to feel and like be seen, and how you, like, what's going to make you feel so juicy and delicious about living your life? What's going to make you feel fucking proud at the end of the day? What's going to make you go to sleep at night and feel like, fuck me, I had an awesome fucking day today? Because let me tell you, when you get to the point that I was at, where I was like, I was going to a fucking spa because I was like, what else can I do? This is something I always wanted to do, is be able to go for a monthly spa day and just relax and have a lovely treatment and not worry about money. And I got to that point and I'm in the fucking spa and I'm like, nothing, just fucking numbness. So even the things that I thought made me happy were no longer really penetrating that kind of like crazy numb feeling that I had going on. Okay, so anyway, this is not a pity party. I don't want you to feel sorry for me, by the way. I'm telling you this because it's really just honed me in even more working with my clients on what is it that you truly desire. So if you don't know how you want to feel, like, irrespective of the stuff, is irrespective even a fucking word? I don't know, I just made a word up. It wasn't a swear word, so surely no one's going to complain about that, right? Irrespective of, if Abraham Hicks can make up words, I can do it, okay? Thanks, guys. Irrespective of what you think you actually want, I want you to think about, like, feeling into it. Feel into your body. How do you want to feel? What do you really want? What do you really want to be putting out into the world? We get so caught up in, I have to do this because I know that's going to make me money. Like, you know, if you're a coach, I have to work with people one-to-one because that's where the money is. I have to get a fucking sales funnel because I want passive income. I have to do this. Well, fucking, it's bullshit. If you're not excited about what you're putting out into the world, no fucker's going to buy it because you aren't really excited about selling it. And if you followed me for a while, you know that one of my biggest fucking bugbears is when people are selling shit that they wouldn't buy. Like, if you're selling something and you're not really passionate about it, that comes across on a sales call, my friends. People, like, they can feel that shit. It's palpable. So you have to be excited about what you're selling. And this is why I haven't put anything super new out recently, is because I didn't want to be creating something new from a space of having felt so nothing. I want to put stuff out when I'm high vibe, flying, just like flying and just feeling so aligned and like that life feels juicy and delicious to me. That's where I want to create content. That's where I want to create programs and products from. If I'm not feeling that, then it's really hard for me to, and for anyone, I think, to kind of to be that magnet that we want to be, to draw. And also, I didn't want to draw to me more people who were feeling that numbness because I didn't know how to help myself in that moment. And so I certainly couldn't have helped them. So anyway, I digress, of course, because that's how I roll. I'm just going to have a little sip of water. Bear with me. You should have some water too, by the way. I don't know who's watching at this point, but I can pretty much guarantee that you haven't drunk enough water today. So drink some water. Self-care, self-care. Anyway, what was I crapping on about? Yes, very important stuff, obviously, always, because everything I say is very important, didn't you know? So is that a thumbs up because someone hadn't drunk enough water today and I've just reminded them to do it? I hope so. Let me know in the comments. I would love that if that's the case. That would make me happy. So anyway, so focus on what you want. What do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? And bear in mind that if you are only aware of what you want because you're in pain and you're looking at the opposite, that isn't necessarily what you want. Because let me tell you, when you get there, the question's going to be, now what? Now what do I do? Okay, so I've got enough money. Now what? Drinking some water now. Ah, excellent. Ah, good work, girls. All three of you. Yes, fantastic. Yeah, again, you see, it's so, I knew there was a reason I had to be doing this today. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me. I hope that this is helping you in some way. Other than just reminding you to hydrate. Yeah. So when you don't know what joy feels like on its own, like in and of itself, just as a feeling, when you only know joy because you've been sad or scared or, you know, like trapped for so long, if that's your only, like, you have to have pain to jump off towards something that you want, then you're going to find yourself perpetuating this cycle of self-sabotage. And then also what's going to happen is that I see it all the time with my clients, like getting themselves into a tailspin over something that's actually really simple. And they know, this is the thing, is that they fucking know it's simple, but they get frustrated with themselves because they know what they need to do is simple, but they just can't do it, because they're so stuck in needing everything to be difficult and painful. And here's why. Because if you need pain so that you can see what you actually want, you're going to be in pain forever, because your subconscious is going to think it needs to be in pain. Samantha's like, haha, yes. What do you mean, Georgina? What are you possibly talking about? So take some time. Like, And this is something I'm doing for myself right now as well. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. About 3 weeks ago, in fact, it was just after my level 3 training, I had 2 days of level 3 training here in Jersey, training level 3 EFT. And it was beautiful. And there was some big shifts and there was some heavy energy. And then we shifted the heavy energy. And, you know, people had some amazing shifts. People learned so much. I feel like people's confidence was so much greater when they left at the end of the 2 days. And it felt really fulfilling and beautiful to me to have been able to hold that space for people, because it's what I love to do. On the Monday, I woke up and I went for my spa day with my lovely Thai bride, if she's still watching, and I was fine. And then I went and had a treatment. And when I was in that treatment, it was 90 minutes. And guys, if you live in Jersey or you ever come to Jersey, you've got to try this shit out. It's the Me facial at the Royal Yacht. Fuck me, it is amazing. So anyway, I went and had this treatment, and the treatment was just to die for. It was beautiful. But I wasn't there. I was in my head. And I realised, like, about half an hour, 40 minutes into it, like, wow, I'm paying a lot of money to have a treatment and I'm not here. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not present. I'm up in my head giving myself some fucking shit about some bullshit fake nonsense that was going on in my head. And it just dawned on me, like, how I wasn't present at all. And even when I noticed it, like, normally when I notice it, I can pull myself back into my body like that. I'm like, oh no, I see what you're doing. You got caught up in your head. Get back in your body, girl. But I just couldn't. And I get goosebumps talking about this now, because I can't talk to you about things that I have not yet resolved. Or I could, but I choose not to, because I don't like to present a problem without a solution, because it's just not the way I'm made. And so I'm very happy to tell you that I'm feeling so much better now, before I even tell you the story. But what happened was, when I left, I started to feel like shaky, like I felt like a jelly inside. And I thought, this is weird. I kind of didn't really recognize it because it's been such a long time. And then I realized, wow, this is anxiety. This is my anxiety. Like, I know it feels different for everybody. For me, it's kind of like, it feels almost like I'm jelly inside. And I just thought, what's happening here? Like, why is this happening? So I had 2 days off anyway, because I always book 2 days off after a training. So I wasn't too worried. I thought, oh, it would just pass. It's just shifts. It's growth. It's all good, you know. Got outside and I was walking to the car, and suddenly my heart started racing, and I felt like I could only breathe to about here. I was like really shallow breathing. And I just thought, fuck, I'm having a panic attack, or like an anxiety attack. And as I was walking, there's like this long road between the hotel and where I was, and the car park where I'd parked my car. And it felt like it was like getting longer and longer, like someone had like a camera lens on it and they were like going, wah, and it was just getting longer and longer. And it freaked me out. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm having a full-blown anxiety attack right now. So I just thought, okay, just get to the car. And I just kept saying to myself, just get to the car. Just get to the car. You're perfectly safe. Just get to the car. This is just your body. This is just your mind. It's just playing a little trick on you. It's just overwhelmed. Get to the car and we'll figure it out. And I just kind of kept talking myself down like I would with a client if they were ever, you know, in a moment of stress. And I got into the car and I burst out crying. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What's happening? Like, and suddenly, not just the feelings, but all this other stuff came in, like, oh my God, I've been selling EFT. I've been like, you know, I've been getting out there and telling people how amazing all these techniques that I use are, all the journaling, all the mindset work, all the energy work and stuff that I do. And yet here I am in my car feeling like a broken mess. And I suddenly just felt like such a massive fucking fraud, like imposter syndrome just like barreled down on me. And I laugh like at myself now because and I knew I would, but looking back and I just think, wow, I've spent the last like 4 years of running my business feeling like, subconsciously of course, I can't ever feel sad again, or I can't ever have these feelings again. Thank you, Anne-Marie. But yeah, it's that, you know, it's that crazy thing. It's like, you know, a personal trainer having a burger, you know, like, of course they do it, you know, they're human. And I'm a mindset coach, but that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to have those moments where things are too much, right? So yeah, emotions are absolutely there for a reason, Anne-Marie, and that's a big part of what EFT is learning to understand all of that stuff. So even in that moment, as I was kind of having this anxiety attack in my car, like I was aware that there would be a learning from this, but at that moment I wasn't kind of clear enough to have that. And also I was allowing myself to feel the anxiety. I made a choice to allow myself to process whatever my body needed to process. Now, this happened to me 2 days in a row. As a result of that, I simplified things. I told my lovely clients I have to have a week off. I'm giving myself I'm writing myself a sick note, taking a week off. And at the end of that week, I did feel so much better. But it has taken me about 2 or 3 weeks to fully get back to where I am now. Oh, thank you, Anne-Marie. I just think it's important. People think they need to be fucking perfect, and it's just bullshit. But thank you. I hope this helps in some way. That's all I want. It's just to fucking help people. I just want people to know that you don't have to be fucking perfect, and you don't have to have all the answers. Like, you know, this stuff, yeah, absolutely, Sam, brought up so I could clear it. And it did feel like that. It felt like my body was almost like physically shaking me so that I could like get rid of the crap that was clinging onto me. And so by doing, I can feel I'm having a shift even talking about this stuff, guys. So thank you so much for being here. And like, I feel like you're my counselors today. You're like holding space for me. Pardon me. There's the shift. Hey, let's have some more water. Cheers. It's a party. So yeah, people do need to be more transparent about this stuff, and we are absolutely right. And again, that's another reason why I love what I do, because I bring together communities of women mostly, but also some men are in my lovely communities, and we are very honest. And there's a lot of a Me Too attitude, you know. I know that the Me Too hashtag's going around at the moment about kind of physical or emotional, kind of the whole catcalling and all of that stuff, and there's like a huge movement at the moment around the phrase Me Too. But in this particular container, what I mean about that is that it's the same with anything. Whenever anyone says this happened to me, there will invariably be a handful, if not a room or, you know, a fucking country full of people who put their hand up and say Me Too. So in this instance, I really felt like everything broke, to be honest. And I'm very, very blessed in that I have a beautiful, beautiful boyfriend who, God love him, it makes me feel emotional even thinking about it. I was very honest with him, and I just said, you know, I feel like you deserve better than this, but I am a little bit broken at the moment. And he was amazing. And he was like, firstly, he was like, don't be a fucking idiot. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you, girl. Welcome. Welcome to our party of goddesses. And if you haven't had some water, hydrate, okay? Because we're all like fully hydrated now. You've come late to the party and we are like full. We're all ready to go for a pee now. So you need to catch up. Grab yourself some juice and come back to the party. So when I had these anxiety attacks, I knew that something was going to shake loose. I knew it was about growth. But here's the thing. I started to feel like I didn't know how to get rid of it. And that's weird for me, because I'm normally, you know, all about the tapping, all about the hi girl, all about the, you know, energy work, the matrix. You know, I'll try anything to help myself feel better. And then this is what I realized as I was talking. You are peeing. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, and I would like to believe that that is 100% true, and I am currently coming to you whilst you are on the toilet. I like to be a part of your entire life, Michelle, not just the group calls or the live streams. I want to be there through the good, the bad, and the peeing, through all of the ablutions, the tears and the pee. Bring it all. Anyway, back to the point. What was I waffling on about? Oh yes, anxiety attacks. So anyway, after I had these anxiety attacks, I felt like I didn't know what to do. And so, as I said just before, I do very much feel like I'm the kind of person who's always looking for an answer, because I always want to feel better. I always want to feel much better. Like, even if I feel good, I'm usually looking at the things that are the pain. Yeah. So like I said at the beginning of this live stream, if you weren't here, I believe that if we constantly create our goals based on the place of pain we are currently in, then we are never really going to be fully happy. We're never going to be fully fulfilled or satisfied, because it's not an honest representation of what we really want. You don't just want more money. You don't just want to be slimmer. You don't just want to be healthier. What you want is maybe to feel bliss or joy or fulfilled. You know, these are the things that really matter to people. And we don't understand that because we're so busy focusing on the pain and the struggle that we're in to give us that jumping off point. So that's kind of a brief of what I started the live stream with. And so I looked at my life since August, when I kind of went numb, and realized that I had everything I wanted. So I'd gone numb and I didn't know which direction to move in next. And then here we are, mid-September, end of September, and I'm suddenly having fucking panic attacks. And it's like, oh my God, my body is reminding me of how fucking far I've come. Ooh, emotion. Because there was a time when that would have floored me. I wouldn't have been able to tell my boyfriend. I would have just pretended. I would have fallen face first into the biscuits and the Ben and Jerry's, which I kind of did a little bit, but I knew what I was doing. So I just went, I allow this. I'm going to move through it. I'm going to indulge in whatever my body and my brain and my heart needs right now. And if that's fucking Ben and Jerry's fish food, then bring it the fuck on. But I actually found that bizarrely, like, I couldn't eat as much. And I noticed that I had been focusing so much on the things and the people that had caused or had triggered some stress in me, and thinking like, I need to fix that, that I'd neglected to do the most simple fucking thing that we can ever do in any moment, whether it's a panic attack, whether it's feeling a bit low, you know, feeling a bit sick, feeling lonely, feeling misunderstood. Rather than focusing on the fucktards that made you feel that way. I know no one can make you feel anything, but you get what I mean. The situation that triggered you, look at the stuff that isn't doing that in your life. Focus on the stuff that is working. Focus on the fact that I have, at the moment, like the most kick-ass clients I've ever had in the entire time I've been running my business. My messaging when these people came to me was so in alignment with who I am and so congruent and honest that these people found me, they became part of my tribe, and they give me fucking life. Like, they're amazing. And I have an incredible boyfriend. I have a gorgeous dog, a lovely place to live. I have enough money. Like, things are good, right? Oh, Anne-Marie, I'm so happy. Yay. But you know, focus on the stuff that's working, and the bigger you get, the more you step into who you're meant to be and what you're meant to be doing on this planet. Yeah, there are going to be people out there who are going to see what you're doing, and it's going to trigger the living fuck out of them. And yeah, they may become a hater, but you know you've made it when people take the energy to actually like cuss you out, right? I mean, if you weren't doing something right, people literally would not give a shit. Oh, Naisha, good. Ish, as we say in Thai boxing. So I just think it's really important that, you know, we're honest for a start with the people that we care about when we're going through something like that. But also, you know, if there's something that's bothering you, just talk to somebody. And talk to somebody about how you're feeling about it. I'm not a big one for gossip. Like, it makes me feel very uncomfortable when someone talks about someone, and like that to me, like, what, it makes my whole body language like, I don't want to, like, let people be. There are people out there who I do not agree with. There are people out there who maybe would trigger me and piss me off, you know, but I let them be, because what's the point in me wasting my energy writing fucking hateful things. You know, I might have a rant to myself or to my boyfriend about something, you know, to get it off my chest, because you should be able to do that with people you trust and love. But, excuse me, shifting again. Oh, guys, this is seriously like the best therapy I've ever had. And it's just you guys sitting there watching me talking to myself. Fuck me. Tell ya. Shifting all over the place here. Burps a go-go. But really focus on the people who bring out the best in you. So that's why I wrote a post, just a very short post a couple of weeks ago about that very thing. Focus on the people who you know love you for who you are right now, the people who you love in return, and the people who are going to bring out the best in you. Because as much as, yes, we are all creators of our own reality, and we all have this, you know, like, as I say, I don't like to use the phrase, that person made me feel this way, because they can't. No one can ever do that to you. You're in control of how you feel. But that being said, we're all human, so we do get triggered by stuff, and that's okay. It's part of being in this body and being a human, okay? So don't beat yourself up about it. It happens. Have a rank, get it out your system and let go of it. But when you start to focus on the people who bring out the best in you, that's when things get really magical. Focus on the partner who cooks you dinner or brings you a cup of tea when they know that you need it. If you don't have that person, focus on the friend who always checks in with you. Focus on your animals that are in your life, you know, that they just give so much unconditional love. They're amazing. Focus on in your business, you know, focus on the things that are, well, for a start, focus on things that are bringing in the most money. But, for, you know, in terms of if you're financially stuck, because if they're bringing in money, it's probably because without even knowing, you are so fucking aligned with that thing. That's why people are buying it from you. So if you're in alignment, if money is coming in from something, it's probably because you enjoy it. But if you don't enjoy it, and having money coming in from it is not enough, like if you work in an office job and you fucking hate that shit and you feel so called to be a coach or an artist or an actor or whatever the fuck it is, like, listen to your heart. Good prep for later. Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. Sam is running a 5-day challenge this week, so she's getting juiced up. Excellent. So yeah, just make sure that you are looking at the stuff that is working and enjoy it. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. If you're not enjoying life, what is the point? If you're not enjoying your business, what is the point? If you're not enjoying your relationship, what is the point? So if it's not worth putting the work into your business, your life, your relationship, your health, whatever, fine, let it go. But there are certain things in your life that are non-negotiable. You should always be taking care of your health. You should always be focusing on the things that work for you in that area, whether it's having a green juice or like not drinking coffee if you're having fucking panic attacks. So that's what I did. When I had the panic attacks, I was like, no coffee. It's like my body almost rejected it. Like I didn't even want to be near it. It made me feel slightly sick because my body just knew it was not what I needed. And I respected that. So focus on what's working for you. Focus on what is bringing in the most energy, whether that's money or love or joy. Think about how you want to feel inside. Think about what you want to be saying to yourself when you go to sleep at night. What do you want to be telling yourself about the day that you've just had? What do you want to be feeling when you wake up in the morning? Because if you're not feeling filled with some kind of positive energy about the day ahead, there's something wrong. That's often the first sign that something is out of alignment for me, is that I wake up in the morning and I'm like, and I don't want to get out of bed. That's one of the first signs to me something's not right. So pay attention to these things. Don't just kind of struggle through and keep hitting snooze. Ask yourself the hard questions. What is going on in my life right now that is causing me to feel this way? And just keep moving towards the stuff that makes you feel the most alive. For me, that was Muay Thai. So I upped my training like a motherfucker and I have loved it. It was focusing on the friendship. So I spent a lot of time with my lovely Thai bride because she just makes me fucking piss myself laughing. I spent a lot of time with my boyfriend. So do the things that you know work for you. bizarrely, some of the things I stepped away from were doing things like shamanic journeying. Hi, Gemma. Because that, my body just kind of wasn't really liking it a lot. I sought help. I went to a kinesiologist who is bizarrely related to me, but that's what Jersey is like. Like, oh, you do this, it's amazing. And she is fucking epic. So I sought out ways of doing things that I knew would support me where I was. So I knew that the problem was that I was like, I was too in my head. I needed to get back into my body, but for some reason I couldn't hear my body anymore, which is why it sent me anxiety attacks, right? Because it was like, fucking listen to me, woman. So I went to a kinesiologist, and for those of you who don't know what a kinesiologist is, basically they speak to your body and your energetic system without you having to say anything. So when I lay on that woman's bed, she was like, oh my God, your body is like shifting like crazy. And it was because I think my body just went, oh, thank fuck, someone's listening to me. So think outside the box when it comes to your healing process. You know, if you're not taking care of your body and your mind, then you're going to be fighting a losing battle always. The two, they are the same. They're not actually two. They're one unit. So anyway, guys, I'm going to head off shortly, but thank you so much for those of you who stuck around. It really does make a difference when you know that you've got some eyeballs and some ears in the space with you. And if you know anyone who might benefit from this live stream, please share it with them, because I am not ashamed of my anxiety issues. Okay, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I have pushed myself to the limit this year to grow, to develop, to help more and more people. And that, yeah, okay, maybe I had an emotional smackdown in August, you know. I'm not ashamed of that, and I don't think anyone should be ashamed of that. I think that more people need to talk about this stuff. And if this has resonated with you, if you want to work with me, please just send me a message. Let's talk. I offer a complimentary consultation. I genuinely do this because I want to help people change their lives. I do this because it feels like my heart won't let me do anything else, so this is what I'm doing. And thank you so much for watching, for listening, for your energy and your support. And guys, just know that you're not alone. You're never alone, and when you feel like you are, there is always someone out there who loves you. So just remember that. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.